Cloud. Hey, welcome everybody. This is Chuck Hansen, and it is our Sunday night, October the 28th, gathering of Eagles. Yep, and we have the Master Eagle here with us this evening. But before we bring Dave on and let him talk about all the things that he's going to talk about, let's. I wanted to bring Rick on, just have him very quickly tell his story for all of the people that are brand new. And if you're brand new, welcome to our little get together. And we do this every Sunday night, 9 o'clock East Coast time, and always welcome everybody, pre-enrollees, rubies, new emeralds, diamonds, just everybody. So Rick is my enroller, my sponsor, my friend for over 20 years, and he resides down in Houston, Texas. And regardless of what everybody says about him, he really is a nice guy. Rick, why don't you come on and tell everybody a little bit about yourself and how long you've been with the company, and just condense it.
Yeah, well, I see Mitch shaking his head no. See if I pick up your phone for a three-way call, buddy. Congratulations to Mitchell Cantel making structured emerald. That's pretty awesome. Well, it's pretty simple, Chuck. I mean, I came to this company because of the CEO, Dave Jordan. Him and I had worked in a previous company together. We were like the number 3 and number 5 money earners there. And those corporate officers failed us. So a few years later, Dave decided to launch his own after another corporation changed some policies and procedures and failed him. And, he asked me to come along, and I did. So we had a pretty good run the first few years. 3.5, 4 years, we grossed about $80 million in volume. And then this past May, and at one point I think I was making over 80,000 a month. And then this past May, we introduced the brand new Slim Roast Optimum coffee, and literally from May 17th until October, my income has gone up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 4 or 5 times. So I'm making incredible money in just 20 weeks, like the kind of money that you could retire on. And, that's everybody's dream, to be making well over 50, 60,000 a month. Just in 20 weeks is just crazy. And, a lot of that has to do with Chuck too. Thanks, Chuck, for being on the team. You're a leader, and it's nice to be able to wake up every morning and not have to babysit somebody. And Chuck's not a person you babysit. You wake up in the morning, you got 5 emails from him already. So he's been up working. Chuck made double diamond. We've got Marshall Silver, a guy who's already a multi-millionaire, doesn't need to make money. And the guy's interested in making money with us now because he's making $4,000 a week, and all he was doing was sharing his testimonial about the coffee. So he got pretty excited about the compensation plan. So everything is going great here. And I mean, I just can't think of a negative. And we're a 4-year-old company. We're debt free. We've got in-house shipping, in-house customer service. It's rated A. I mean, we're good to go to 10, 15, 20 million. And I'm pretty excited about, being with a gentleman, Dave Jordan, who's the CEO, who I've known since 1999. And we really didn't even get to know each other, though, in a serious way until our previous company. We worked together for about 3 years every single day, and I knew what he had, what it took for him to start a company. He had all the connections and he had the backing, and I knew he was going to make this happen. So I was willing to put my skin in the game and just go for it, and we've done it. So with that, what I'd like to do, Chuck, if it's okay, I'll just go ahead and introduce Dave Jordan, the CEO, and maybe he could give us some updates on packets. Tell us how it's going since Slim Roast Optimum was introduced. And he's a natural anyway. I don't need to. Dave Jordan, CEO, and in charge of an 80 million plus company, and we're going to $10 million a month, man. And it's going to be a fun ride. And I just hope if somebody's listening today that they get involved, get on the products, get involved in the business, and run with us, because there is nothing more fun than running with a company that's going to go to 10, 20 million from $1.5 million in volume. So with that, Dave, you're doing a great job, buddy. I'm real proud of you, and thanks for being on Chuck Hansen's call tonight. Double Diamond Chuck Hansen.
Hey, thanks, Rick, and thanks for everybody to join us here. And one thing I want to say about Rick, he's been here since we started, and he's been through all the battles. Launching a company is not that easy, and the guy's got hundreds of emeralds in his downline. He's got over 30 diamonds in his downline, and he's a leader. If I had to go in a foxhole, if I was going to war, Rick would be right next to me. And to tell you the truth, I'd have Billy Jack Chuck Hansen with me too. I mean, the guy, he's lighting it up. Things are happening. And, watching the World Series, it's all done with a team. And you don't win the World Series. I tell people this, Rick, if you're playing October baseball, you got a good team. And that's where all the money's made, is in October in baseball, in the playoffs, and the TV ratings. And the thing is, we put a team together here when we launched Valentus, and Rick was one of the catapults that really came with me and launched this company and never looked off. I mean, through the battles, we were here. And here we go with Optimum. I don't think we got the best coffee in the network industry. I think we got the best weight loss coffee in the world. I think this product is something that when you take it, when you use it the way Kevin Thomas uses it and tells you how to use it, there's just no way it can't work. And I know this. I take the product. I'm like John Arem's of Royal Diamond. I like to eat. And I always love to eat, and there's nothing going to change for me. My youngest little sister, Annie, she's got Down syndrome, and her favorite thing to do is eat, and I eat like that because growing up eating dinner with her all the time. And, I'm telling you, this product, if I didn't have this product, Rick, I'd be 325 pounds like I was when we launched the company. I've lost 80 pounds on our products. I'm not just giving it to Optimum, but I mean, this is an incredible product. And Chuck, hats off to you, my man. I mean, I know my hair's all messed up here, but I want to tip my hat to you because, you're going triple diamond here. And I don't, the thing I like about Chuck, Rick, is, he came really close here to triple diamond. It's not the end of the month yet. And he says, Dave, if I don't get it here in October, I'm going to get it in November. And that's just the way Chuck is. He knows the industry. I believe Chuck's forgot more about the industry, Rick, than you and me know, because the guy, like I said, I know friends of mine that say, how'd you get Chuck Hansen in with you? My friend Mark. How'd you get Chuck Hansen in the play? I said, I didn't get Chuck Hansen in. The product in Rick Gerald's got Chuck Hansen in. I just got to make sure Chuck Hansen gets his check every week. I got to make sure Chuck Hansen gets his product on time. I got to make sure Chuck Hansen's got samples to use. And I got to make sure Chuck Hansen's always happy. And all I can say, Rick, is I've been here at corporate for 10 days. I've been living in a hotel here. I still haven't bought a house in South Dakota yet. And so, I mean, I've been just totally working 90 hours this week. I had a couple fly-in people that flew in to see the company. I had one diamond that flew in just to get trained. And we have got so many positive things happening corporately with the numbers. I mean, we're up this month close to $500,000, and we should finish out the month at over $500,000 in sales, up from last month. You just don't see those numbers in November and October in the slow times of the year with the holidays coming up. And I just believe, Rick, I truly believe, Chuck, that at the end of this year, we're going to go into 19 with momentum and a couple little, like Kevin Thomas calls them, a couple little added widgets. And I'm telling you guys, he's going to be in Manitoba. He's going to be on stage in Manitoba at our regional on the 16th and 17th in Winnipeg. Chuck Hansen and, Kevin Thomas and Doc Mueller are both going to be there. And we're going to have a couple other little announcements there, Rick, that are going to be pretty exciting that we're working on right now to make happen. For all you out there that are looking at sampling, we're working on putting that sample pack live in the next 3 to 4 days. By the end of the month, we should have that live in the back office where you could buy 60 of the envelopes for $60, no BV, because we can't do BV on tools. It's just a network law. It's a network rule. You got to follow the FTC guidelines. And I mean, what I'm saying to you guys is that, Chuck, you've got a tremendous group growing. You've got leadership everywhere. You've got a lot of things going on, guys. We have never been in a better position. I mean, as a business owner, like Rick knows me, I'm one of the largest dealers in the United States of sports memorabilia, and I haven't did it in 4 years. But I still get calls during the playoffs. Hey, how many Clayton Kershaw rookies can you sell me? I need them overnighted. And, the thing is, I just haven't did any of that. I handed it over to Luke one of my guys that just handles all my brokering on that side. But guys, you got to understand something. That company's worth over $100 million. Me and my partner, we have, reason why companies go out of business, Rick, is lack of funding. If you don't have the money, if you don't have the willpower, if you don't want to believe in your team and all you're in it for is the profit, that's why companies go out of business. We're not here for that. We're here for legacy. We're here for the team. We're here for, a company built by distributors for distributors. Rick Gerald's is a distributor, but Rick Gerald's is also part of the team, the foundation, ownership mentality. And here's what I can say, guys, we're going to be here 10 years. We're going to be here 15 years. We're going to be here 20 years. And I'm telling you right now, like I told Rick when he came on board, I said, Rick, if something ever happens to you, I'll make sure Asher gets your check. I'll make sure your wife gets your check. And no companies do that. All I can say is this, man. A lot of people have become my best friends here. A lot of people are already my best friends here. And, in business, you always have, somebody that decides there's greener pastures on the other side, leaves, and then they beg to come back. And as long as they play nice, they can come back. But when Chuck Hansen came on board and said he wanted to play Rick 4 months ago, it was a shock to a couple of my buddies. They said, how in the heck did you get Chuck Hansen over there to play the game? And I said, I didn't get Chuck Hansen over here to play the game. Blue Diamond Rick Gerald's got Chuck Hansen. The Optimum Coffee got Chuck Hansen. The Vision and the Movement got Chuck Hansen. And that's why Chuck Hansen, man, I've learned so much from the guy in 3 months of working with him that, I just can't wait to see the next 12 months because he's going to be a Blue Diamond like you, Rick. You're going to be a Royal Diamond like John. And you guys are just going to follow right up the ladder. So, guys, I'm telling you, major announcements in the company on the 16th and 17th of November in Winnipeg. We're going to try to have that live. We're going to try to live stream it maybe. I don't know yet. But so many things are really positive on the product angle. I worked with some of the greatest formulators in the world that I didn't just, pay money to. I built a friendship with them. And I built a friendship with them where it's a football friendship. It's a baseball friendship. It's a best friend friendship, So we've got a really strong future with this company, Rick, financially, product-wise, compensation-wise, attorney-wise. We got some of the best attorneys protecting the integrity of the company. We got some of the best coders that work with the comp plan and work with things that are working. And we got the best paying comp plan in the industry, and we're watching it daily as it pays. And I'm telling you guys, it's just getting so exciting. So exciting to watch a guy like Chuck Hansen make 5 figures in his first month, and now he's making, pretty much for the first 3 months of work, and he'll make 6 figures in the next 12 months. So not a lot of companies can do that, and I'm just really proud that we've all worked together to make that happen as a team. And Chuck, if there's anything else you want to add or ask or whatever, Rick, I'm here to answer anything or say whatever. But absolutely, thanks for having me on.
So what are the top 3 or 4 countries that we're actually growing in?
Well, right now, United States is number 1, Canada's number 2, UK's number 3, Philippines is number 4, and Kazakhstan's number 5. Spain's number 6.
Awesome. So now, are we planning on registering the Slim Roast Optimum in all these countries? And have we got it registered in any of them right now?
Well, right now it's all under process in Canada, the Philippines, and the UK right now. We're working on getting that registered. So right now they're shipping NFR, but the process is underway. The process in Canada, Rick, our only product that's not registered in Canada fully is the Optimum. All the other 10 products are through Health Canada. I paid everything to get them done, but we're just getting them labeled now. As soon as they got the right French label on them, then they're off NFR. You could retail them. But the beautiful thing is in Canada, we've got the new sample pack coming out, and that sample pack's got the French label on it. So they'll be able to retail the 6-day experience, and that's going to be really big for Canada.
Wow. Okay, so you're talking about. I got you. Yeah. So the 350 sample pack is what you're talking about, and they'll
the 350 sample pack.
Packs, right?
Yeah, they got to get the French label stick that's got the French label on it, and then when they get that French label, they'll be able to retail that pack. Absolutely, just the 6-pack, not the tub.
Okay, so what meetings are you going to be doing coming up?
Well, we're talking with Stephen Paul Gibbons. I'm looking at doing something in Oklahoma sometime in November. Like I said, I'm in Winnipeg in November. And then we're looking at early December, I think, Oklahoma, Rick. And then going into the new year, I'm putting my schedule together, and I'm planning on doing all types of different events everywhere.
Okay, great. Yeah, hopefully Vegas is one of them, and maybe Orlando.
Well, that's with our Emerald Summit, Rick. Right now, we're either Palm Springs, Orlando, and Vegas. I'm in between them three, and believe me, there's some heavy negotiating going on for these rooms. When you're dealing with the union in Vegas, it's not easy, but we're working on it right now. We should have an announcement within the next 7 to 10 days on the Emerald Summit in March.
Okay, good. Yeah, Emerald Summit in March is what dates?
We don't know yet. We're still negotiating that.
Okay, I'm raising that because I want people on the call right now to make a mental note of going to this, because maybe, I mean, from the Emerald Summit is an incredible opportunity for Emeralds to go and get trained up and get their people trained up, everybody who's Emerald, and this is a great event. I believe the last one you guys had was in West Palm, and then there was another one in Palm Springs, right? Or Palm Springs.
Yeah. PGA Resort, where they played a Honda Classic. I rented the whole place. Got a great deal on it. It was a great venue, great event. I know due because of the hurricane, you couldn't be there. And then we did Palm Springs in California, which was another great event. I mean, I had they called that place the playground of the presidents, where every president, JFK, Gerald Ford, they all stayed at that resort. It was beautiful. That resort was absolutely beautiful.
So we're doing about what, 1.5 to 2 million a month right now?
Well, this month, Rick, we got a real good shot at going over 200, or 2 million. We have a real good shot at going over 2 million, and we're so close. I mean, with 4 days left and the numbers we're doing right now, you got to keep in mind, last month we did over 1.5. So if we're up 500, we're going to do over 200 million or 2 million this year, or this month. Sorry.
So, I mean, what's the guesstimate we'll be at as a company by probably January starting off?
Well, the numbers that are coming in right now, this optimum sample program, Karen Ford come up with this 6-day experience, and we turned it into a little bit of a corporate company system. I just think it's going to turn in. Rick, I've analyzed, and I'm an analyzer. I've looked at other companies that are using the sample program. Ours is better. And then companies are doing 5 and 10 million on coffee. And I'm telling you, this is going to trigger like you've never seen, and we're ready for it. I mean, we're ready for it. The good thing about the Optimum Tub, that can be produced real quick. And we've been buying 100,000 of them and stocking them, and 100,000 here, and you wouldn't believe the product that's going out the door right now. We're moving product right now, you know?
Yeah, one thing's for sure. I mean, with the sample program, I mean, it's just using the product. Once people get on the product, they love it. They get hooked. I mean, that's why Chuck's here. He's here for the product. So, yeah. Chuck, if you want, why don't you go ahead and take over? And if you've got any questions, or if anybody else does, I mean, maybe some other people could have some questions too. I'm pretty solid with what's going on. I just want to focus on the U.S. and Canada and just build right here and keep building locally. Mitch is building out there in Arkansas with his team. We've got the entire wide open U.S. to our group. We just got to go out there and grab it. So when we're doing 10 million a month, Dave, I want Chuck doing 4 million a month.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's people have to realize, if you're on the call tonight, you're in the sweetest spot of timing you could ever be in, because it's a rarity you will land in a company in a spot like this that is this solid, that has probably the best, not probably, but I really believe this is the best weight loss supplement I've used in 37 years. So go ahead, Chuck, take it away.
Dave, I want to thank you for all the hard work that you put in, man. I know that you're a worker, and that's one of the reasons that I decided to partner up with you, because I saw all the pieces coming together. I mean, I've analyzed companies for years and years and years, and there's very seldom that you ever see all the stars lining up and all the pieces lining up. And Rick, you're exactly right. If you're here right now and you're engaged and you're doing what needs to be done, then there's no stopping your income. I mean, it's just going to catapult into 2019, into 2020, 2021. Like I said all the time, the next 3 to 5 years are going to be magical. They really will be magical, because I've lived it. I've seen it in 2 other companies, and I've experienced that momentum that kicks in, and there's nothing that can go wrong. I mean, I've seen my organization double and then triple. My income double, my income triple. And, you know, I told my wife it was me. It was because I was so smart. But it was just the company. I mean, it was just nothing you could do. And, you know, there's a direct correlation. And let me just kind of make this point. You've gotta do a better job. Everybody's got to do a better job at talking to your people. And what I'm saying, your prospects, right? They got to be a coffee drinker. They got to want to lose weight, right? There's no, well, I hate coffee, but I'll give it to my daughter and she can try it. Won't work. There's a direct correlation between personal consumption and results and building the business. I mean, if I wouldn't have lost the weight that I did, I wouldn't be that excited about it. If Marshall Silver wouldn't have lost the weight that he did, he wouldn't be that excited about it. So direct correlation, right? I've made the mistake several times of sending samples out to people that didn't drink coffee, wasn't really interested in losing weight. I'll give it to my daughter or my this one or that one or this one. Never works. Just you might as well just take the money and flush it down the drain. So just, you know, hone in on who those people are, what they do, and then you got to stay on them, right? You got to follow up. This is such an easy, duplicatable business. I did a whole analysis of one organization's business, and it was, I could see very clearly that we're not talking to enough people. We're not sending out enough samples. And guys, if you want to get to where you want to go, then you've got to do some of the things that might be uncomfortable, right? And, you know, it's just part of the game. Mitch is, I'm going to just pick on him for a second, but, you know, here's a guy that sends out samples. I mean, he's just always sending out samples and buying more samples and sending out samples and then putting people through the process, because it is a process, right? People are not just going to instantly jump in because you gave them a sample and they go, oh, I just couldn't wait to get into that network marketing company. That's not how it's going to go, you know, but you got to be, you know, Mitch puts people on the phone, and he does it in such a way so that he doesn't ask permission, but he just does it. I posted some of his photos, you know, and Mitch, you've gone through a transformation. I mean, it's been a miraculous transformation, but, and I know you've got a couple of people that wanted to say something. So why don't you come on? Congratulations on hitting Emerald. That's a big job. That's the first step, right? That's the first step. And, you know, it's just a matter of time. Now it's just ramping it up, adding more people, more samples, more three-way calls, and we just keep ramping it up. So, Mitch, come on in and say hello, and then you wanted to introduce a couple of people.
Yeah, hey Chuck, how you doing? Hey everybody, I'm glad to be here, and I see quite a lot of people here on my team online with us here, so I'm thankful for you guys, because without you guys, Emerald wouldn't have happened. So anyway, thanks Chuck. We had one or two people on here. I saw Mike on here a little while ago. He has a great story, but if you don't mind, can I chat for a second about third-party influence and three-way calls? Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
All right, good. So, yeah, one of the reasons that I do what I do, or I've done what I've done, I guess, is because I realize, or I've been taught, the importance of what's called third-party influence. And, you know, from my perspective, when somebody's building with me, and we talk about three-way calls and how to do it, et cetera, I mean, I could tell if somebody's working because my phone is ringing. And, you know, it's a really easy process, but the truth of the matter is your friends aren't going to listen to you. They'll listen to almost anybody besides you. In fact, sometimes when I can't get hold of Rick and Chuck, I'll opt for somebody like Bill Bush, who's on here. I saw him a little while ago down there. And, you know, Bill's got a great product story. In fact, we'll call on Bill here in a second if he can figure out how to turn the microphone on. But you know, what I do is I just say, listen, I get them on the phone. I tell them my story about how Chuck reached out to me, and I reluctantly took the samples, and I got the sample, or got the coffee, and it worked, and you know, all this stuff. And I just tell them my story, and I say, you know what, hang on a second. And I just go ahead and do three-way calling and pop Chuck in or Rick in. I usually give them a little warning as to what's going on for about 10 seconds and talk really fast. But then I go ahead and put them on. I say, hey, Chuck, this is my friend Bill Bush. You know, Bill and I are sitting here. You know, we're talking about coffee and weight loss and stuff. Sounds like he's interested in maybe making some money. Chuck, if you don't mind, can you please tell Bill your story and where you see this going? And that's pretty much it. And then I hit mute, and I let Chuck do all the talking. And I try my best not to interrupt or anything like that. So anyway, but that third-party influence is just so important because, again, you know, I could tell my wife, you know, 25 times or request that something gets done, and just, you know, or she do something or whatever, and then her best friend tells her to do it, or anybody else, and she just does it. And I'm like, well, haven't I been telling you that for about 6 months? You know? So that third-party influence is really important. So I use that all the time. But anyway, I don't want to spend too much time here. I saw Bill Bush down there. Bill, can you operate or unmute yourself? Bill?
Yeah, I'm here. How you doing?
There he is. There he is. I hear him. Hey, Bill. Bill's got a really great story, and he's been making phone calls, and he's got it down. Bill, if you tell the story to these fine folks.
Yeah, I will just briefly say that I was approached by Mitch. I've known him a while, and I thought, okay, well, I'll give it a shot. And due to a car wreck 3 years ago, I cannot sit on a hard seat. So I'm sitting on a hard seat at a Waffle House and skeptical. And Mitch gives me a shot of coffee. And in about 15, 30 minutes, I said, either it's my imagination or this stuff is even helping me with pain. I've got extreme pain. But anyway, the bottom line of it is the coffee actually curbs my appetite. It keeps me from being, my idea of a good meal is a pound of potato chips and a liter of Dr. Pepper. But like this friend of mine in Atlanta that's using the coffee, you know, you almost forget to eat. I mean, you're going to eat, but it just really does exactly what they say as far as the cravings and so forth. And so I got to a point where I'm thinking, okay, I'm excited about this. And so I started trying to do calls and three-way calls. And what worked best for me was Mitch is close enough. I could just go sit down with him and I could make calls. And after I made a few calls, he could critique me and tune me up a little bit on what was going on. But just the idea of sitting there, you know, even though I got to drive 45 minutes to be there close to him, it's worth it. Because as he said, that as your success rate goes up, your fear goes down. And I could tell the people that I would normally be afraid to call, it was just like I'm going down my phone directory. And I tell you what, guys, I'm 70 years old. I've collected a lot of numbers and names. And I, in about 3 days, did not finish the B's. So we've all got plenty of names. And like everybody talks about the third-party influence, and I love it because you're just telling a story about what it does for you, about what it did for somebody else. And try it and let the coffee sell itself. And then let the team get involved. And I love these Zoom situations. And I happen to be in an unusual predicament. I'm at a fitness club, laying on a hydro bed, but the coffee works, and let the coffee sell itself. And it's just a numbers game. But if you fine tune your approach to people and don't just give away samples like Chuck was talking about, and I know I may have done it, but I'm just getting started, and it's a conversation. Learning to, you know, do you drink coffee? Would you like to lose weight? And wait and let them engage and answer the question.
Hey,
normally,
Bill.
Yo.
Hey, listen, real quick, if you don't mind, would you please, I mean, I'll tell you what happened. I hadn't seen Bill in a few weeks. He's been drinking the coffee, he comes walking down the stairs a week or so ago, and I'm like, Bill, do you realize how much weight you've lost? He said, well, I don't know. I don't really get on a scale. I said, I guarantee you've lost at least 25 pounds. And he says, well, my belt was starting to get kind of tight or kind of loose. He's like, I'm all the way over on the last hole, and his pants are falling off. Anyway, it was kind of funny. So, hey, listen, Bill.
That's right.
Yeah, it was crazy. Bill, thanks very much. And I also saw Robin down there. She's got a pretty good story too. Looks like Mike got kicked off for some reason. So, Robin, do you mind unmuting for a second? You know?
Okay.
There's Robin. Hey, Robin, if you don't mind, will you share a little bit about your experience with the coffee, just for a couple of minutes or a minute or two?
Oh, sure. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Well, I started, I don't know, a month ago, 2 months, month and a half, something like that. I don't know what it was. And I let Mitch talk me into trying this coffee that I don't like, instant coffee. And I lost 12 pounds the first week. I've now, I was off of it for a couple of weeks, and then I got back on it, and I have lost a total of 28 pounds. So I'm really excited.
I guess so. Yeah, 28 pounds. Yeah, congratulations. Woo! Hey, Rick, I know Dave's got to go, so you said you had another question that you wanted to throw at him?
Oh, I was just going to let, if people had just a few questions from anybody in the crowd, if they wanted to ask Dave, let them ask him. Just open it up.
Okay.
Just a few. We could turn off the recorder.
Thanks.
A question. I got a real good question.
Go ahead.
And this is for Dave Jordan.
I usually just put.
I have a lot of people asking me about lost weight tea. I mean, hundreds of people, and it'd be nice if I come out with some lost weight tea.
Yeah, that's something we've talked about, and it's already been in the works, and it's already been talked about. It's like our fourth add-on with what's coming in the lineup, and so it's 4 down the line. It is coming here, though.
Good, thanks a lot.
Yep.
Good. Anybody else?
And Dave, you're not going to tell us what the new product is, right?
No. The thing is, a lot of people know that there's. Hang on, I got John Carson's call me. Let me just get him knocked off. There we go. There's a lot of people out there that know the hot trends right now in the industry and what's going on with the industry and how many things are happening with the industry. Well, Evan Thomas is one of my top, best friends and formulators. He's a brilliant guy, and he's just got. I call him Willy Wonka, and the guy's incredible. That's his new nickname, is Willy Wonka, because he's got it all. I've been to his factory. I've seen what he does, and he's amazing. But there's some things that he's working on right now that's going to wow the industry. And I'm telling you, with us, as a company, and with a couple other guys, I know Rick knows some of the other guys I deal with, George Ho, and a couple other big formulators that are out there. There are so many exciting things going to happen. But there is going to be an announcement in Winnipeg, and we're breaking it hard to get to that announcement, to get things ready so we can make that announcement. And like the Optimum, Chuck, it was just something that came into the industry, and since that product launch, we've done over 900,000 in gained sales. So we know where this company's going to go. We know where we're going to go with that product. And I'm telling you, the next product we come out with, it's a trendsetter. It's something that's out there in the industry right now, but I want to have the best. I don't want to be mediocre. I want to have the optimum in that product too. So we're gonna rock it out. I can't say what it is yet because I'm under NDA on it, and all I can tell you is this: it is soon to happen, and you'll be one of the first guys to know, Chuck. You'll be one of the first guys to know. Rick's gonna be one of the first guys to know. But I can just tell your people on the line here, guys, just be ready. Get your seatbelts ready, because going into the new year, there's some new major announcements that are going to happen and new products that we've worked on that are going to wow the industry. And it's going to be like the Optimum, but better, I believe,
Super. Well, hey, guys, Rick, anything else? Dave, anything else?
Yeah, just one last thing. Well, did
Go
you
ahead.
say Dave? I don't know. One last thing for me, and you can just throw it back at Dave or whoever. Just on Facebook, Facebook Valentus Opportunity is a group that I started. It's a closed group. You don't have to be my friend on Facebook to get in there. Just have Chuck invite you, or, you know, because he's admin. It's better to just have him invite you, communicate with him, and get into that group. We can communicate via Messenger, because I'm getting so many friend requests. I'm going to be over 5,000 if I keep accepting everybody. So it's best just to get into Valentus Opportunity. I mean, you got guys like Marshall Silver asking to be tagged on my post. So obviously he saw something there that he needed, and he's already a millionaire. And he's out there in Las Vegas, and he just loves the stuff. He's fired up. The guy that doesn't need the money is fired up about making money, because the Slim Roast Optimum made him lose 25 or 30 pounds. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that to you. It's important you get in there, because Chuck makes some posts in there, and we do congratulations, and, you know, to people who are achieving, like Mitch is in there. I did a congratulations to Chuck for making double. Chuck did a congratulations to Marshall for making diamond. You know, you need to be in there to see all the excitement. That's all I have.
Yeah.
Thanks for being on the call, Dave. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, I really do appreciate it. So go back to watching the World Series. We're going to call it a night, guys. Thanks for everybody being here. We had a great crowd. Yeah, a lot of people here, and hope you enjoyed the call as much as I did. And I'll make sure that I get this out to everybody. I'll pop it up to YouTube and then send it out. So with that, God bless everybody. Thanks. Let's kick it up. You know, we got a few days to the end of the month, and then we've got all of November. So we got to push in November, right? And then because here's what happens. Christmas comes, done, right? Done. And then, you know, you got to struggle through Christmas and, you know, into January. But then January is weight loss month. Woo! That's going to be a good one. So, hey, guys, thanks for joining us tonight. Dave, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great. And
Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, Dave.
Dave,
see you.
Rick, Chuck,
Good night, everybody.
everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Thanks,
Good
everybody.
night, Bobby Sue.